Greetings and salutations, and this is Cobble S. Cobble, welcoming you back to the channel once again for another unboxing. As you can see, we have Innistrad's Midnight Hunt. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Right off the cuff, this is something a little bit more interesting to me because majority of the booster packs, they usually come with 10 booster packs and 15 cards per pack. However, this particular set, they only gave 8 boosters and only 12 cards per pack. So, let's clear the board and let's start opening up Innistrad Midnight Hunt. I bought this a long time ago, before the set was coming out, so I'm not exactly sure anything about this either. So, we shall see what we get. First card is part of the Innistrad art series, and we have werewolves, terrifying stuff. So, interesting. So, let's begin. First off, have a basic island. I love the full art islands. That's a fan of me for it. I enjoy all of that. First card is we have a Fodalkin Wrath Para Performer. 2-drop, 2/1, 1 colorless, 1 red. It's a vampire, red vampire, which is a bit odd for vampires being red. But whenever Profanator attacks, it deals 1 damage to defending player. That, interesting. Next, we have a Vodalkin, a Void-Ridden Stinger. 1-drop red, a 1/1, a Vampire Warrior in red again. Where Stinger has first strike as long as it's attacking. I pay 2 colorless, 1 red. Stinger gets +2, +0 until end of turn. Interesting. Next up, we have Blade Brand, 2-drop, 1 colorless, 1 black. Instant, target creature gains death option until end turn, draw a card. That's not bad. We all have also a Novice Occultist list, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to butcher some of these, so I apologize in advance. 2-drop, 1 colorless, 1 black, 1/2, Human Wizard. When Novice Oculus dies, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Next up, we have a Winterhorn Blessing, green-blue, 2-drop, sorcery. Put a 1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. Tap up to 1 target creature you don't control, and that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. And it's got flashback for 1 colorless, a green, and a blue. Next, we have Turn the Earth, green drop, 1-drop, green. Instant, choose up to 3 target cards in a graveyard. The owner of those cards shuffles them into their libraries. You gain 2 life with another flashback cost. Another mechanic I like to see come back. 1 colorless, 1 green for the flashback cost. Then we have Ecstatic Awakener, 1-drop black, 1/1 Human Wizard. Pay 2 and a black, sacrifice another creature, draw a card, then transform Elspeth the Awakener. Activate only once each turn. And he turns into a Woken Demon. Turns into a 4/4. So we're getting some of the double side transformation cards, but which makes sense in this set being there. We have another double card. Tavern Ruffian, 4-drop, 3 colorless, 1 red, 2/5, Daybound, which is probably a mechanic that when the moon's out they turn into their predecessor, the Tavern Smasher, a 6/5 werewolf, Nightbound. So one can say that's one of the new mechanics in this set, is a Daybound and the Nightbound. And the rare card is going to be a Deserted Beach. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other islands. Add white or blue to the island. Oh, so it's a dual land. Okay. Double rare. We have a Pithning Needle, a remake from the old school. 1-drop artifact. When Pincer Needle enters the battlefield, choose a creature name. Activate abilities of the source with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. That works. We have a holo card in the back. A Sun Gold Barrage. 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 white. Instant. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. So a bonus. And then we have the Night and Shadow card set. Interesting set. A lot of, could be pretty cool stuff, so we'll see how it goes. But on to the next pack. I'm going to try and hurry it up a little bit because I only have a half an hour to make this shit work. But also interest, the D20 in this set, the light counter actually glows in the dark, so that's kind of cool. So, we begin with another art card. Number 66 of 81. So there's 81 art cards in this set. They probably make a collage when you put them together. Full Art Mountain. There. So, was our Search Party Captain, 4-drop, 3 colorless, 1 white, 2/2. 2/2 Human Soldier. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you attacked with this turn. Search Party Captain enters the battlefield, draw the card. Next, we have Gallery Silversmith, 4-drop, 2/3, 3 colorless, 1 white. When Gavarin Silversmith enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Karthar Commando, 2-drop, 3/1, 1 colorless, 1 white. Human Soldier Flash, tap 1, pay 1, sacrifice the commando, destroy target artifact or enchantment. We've seen this one there, Sun Gold Barrage. Odric's Outrider, 4-drop, 2/3, 2/4, 3 colorless, 1 white, Human Knight. When Odric's Outrider or another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. We have a Flesh Tanker, white-black, 2-drop, 2/2, Human Assassin. Whenever you sacrifice another creature, you gain 1 life and scry 1. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature, Flesh Taker gets +2/+2 till end of turn. We have the Bait Hook Angler, 2-drop, 2/1, 1 colorless, 1 blue, Human Peasant. Disturb, another new mechanic, 1 colorless, 1 blue. You may cast this card from your graveyard transformed for its Disturb cost. Huh. He turns into the Hook Haunt Drifter. 2/1, flying. If Hook Haunt Drifter would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Alright, we have another werewolf, Bane Blade Scoundrel, 4-drop, 4/3, 3 colorless, 1 black. Human Rogue Werewolf. Whenever Bane Blade Scoundrel becomes blocked, each creature blocking it gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Daybound. And he turns into Baneclaw Marauder. When he transforms him, 5/4. When Baneclaw Marauder becomes blocked, each creature blocking it gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever creature blocking Baneclaw Marauder dies, that creature's control loses 1 life. That's interesting. Next we have the Candle Grove Witch, 2-drop, 1 colorless, 1 white, 2/2. Human Warlock Coven. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, Candle Grove Witch gains flying until end of turn. We got a mythic rare. We got Singiria, Champion of Light, 4/4, Angel. It's a 4-drop, 1 colorless, 1 green, 2 white. Legendary creature Angel, flying, trample, humans you control get +1/+1, and it has Coven ability, which is whenever Syndra attacks, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a human creature card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Next, we have a Hollow Grizzly Ghoul, 4-drop, 4/3, 2 colorless, black-green. Zombie Bear, trample, Grizzly Gnoll enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature that died this turn. And then we have the Dire Wolf Prowler, 2/2, 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 green. Pay colorless in a forest. Dire Wolf Prowler gets +2/+2 and gains haste until end of turn. Activate only once each turn. That's 2 down. Another Art Series card, number 76. And it's a full art version of the Bridget Rokia that is pictured in the Candle Grove Witch. So, very cool. Next, we have a forest, full art, flashy forest. First off, we have Return of Nature, 2-drop, instant, 1 colorless, 1 green. Just choose one. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, exile target creature card from graveyard. Next we have Might of the Old Ways, 2-drop, instant, 1 colorless, 1 green. Target creature gets +2/+2 on a turn. Coven this. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. Next we have the Carolean Cathars, 4-drop, 3/3, human knights, 3 colorless, 1 white. When Carrying Cathars enters the battlefield, creature create a 1/1 white human token. Next we have a Vivid Section, 4-drop, sorcery, 3 colorless, 1 blue. An additional cost to cast this spell, sack creature, draw 3 cards. Next we have a Scarab Wrangler, 2-drop, 2/1, human wizard, 1 colorless, 1 blue. Tap 3 untap creatures you control, tap target creature. We have an Overwhelmed Archivist. That's a wizard. When Overwhelmed Archivist enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card, and is disturbed. And he also has a Archive Haunt, Spirit Wizard. Whenever Archive Haunt attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. If Archive Haunt would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. We have another Trifid Ruffian. We have another Bladed Scoundrel. We have this unique one, Livet Necrogenius. 2-drop, 2/3, blue-black, legendary creature, human wizard. When Livet Necrogenius enters the battlefield or attacks, mill a card. X, 2 blue, 2 black, exile X cards from your graveyard, transform Livet X. Can't be 0, activate only as a sorcery. And he flips over into Aldrich Livix Hubis. Legendary creature, zombie. At the creature transform into Oglug Liver, it becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with it, except its name is Og Livix Hubis. It's a 4/4 and it's a legendary blue and black zombie in addition to other colors and types. Put a number of 1/1 counters on all of equipment to the number of equal to the number of creature cards exiled in it. So a lot there. But that's our rare. A double rare. We have Siphon Insight, black blue. instant, look at the top 2 cards of opponent's library, exile one of them face down and put the other on the bottom of their library. You may look at and play the exiled card for as long as it remains exiled. And you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. Flashback cost of 1 colorless, a blue-black. Then we got Silver Bolt. 1-drop artifact, tap it. Pay 3 colorless, tap it, sacrifice Silver Bolt, deal 3 damage to target creature. If a werewolf is dealt damage this way, destroy it. So that's one way to do it. And then we have a bat token. And we shall be right back. We're halfway through the packs. So, one moment, just look at the recording time, so we shall be out momentarily. Oh, fuck. I was like a mule without light. Alright, we're going to continue. We got 15 minutes left to go, so we're nearly halfway done, so one of our light rigs went out, so that's what the delay is for, but we'll start up. Another art card. Number 24 of 81. We have a basic forest. I'm going to assist with Satisfier, Sanction Fire. My apologies. It's a 3-drop, 3/2, 2 colorless, 1 white. It's a human cleric. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day, and Selfless Sacrificer enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your graveyard. So that's going to be an interesting mechanic, the way it looks. Next up is a Crossroads Candle Guide, 4-drop, 3/4. It's a Scarecrow. When Crossroads Candles enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Pay 2, add 1 mana of any color. We have next is Devilish Cover-Up. It's a 4-drop instant, 2 colorless, 2 blue. Counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into the owner's graveyard. You may shuffle up to 4 target cards from the graveyard into your library. Next, we have the Geistway. 2-drop instant, 1 colorless, 1 blue. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you control that permanent, draw a card. Next, we have the Shipwreck Sifters. 2-drop, 1/2 spirit, 1 colorless, 1 blue. When Shipwreck Sifters enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then discard a card. Whenever you discard a spirit card or a card with Disturbed, put a 1/1 counter on Shipwreck Sifters. Next, we have an Ambiguous Roost. 3-drop enchantment. When Ambiguous Roost enters the battlefield, or whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, create a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying, and this creature can block only creatures with flying. Next we have is a Faithful Mending, 2-drop, white, blue, instant. You gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Flashback cost for 3, 1 colorless, white and blue. Next, we have a Harvest Tide Infiltrator, 3-drop, 3/2 werewolf, trample, daybound, and during the situation, he'll transform into the Harvest Tide Assailant. It's a 4/4 wolf with trample, then nightbound. And the explanation for nightbound is if a player casts at least 2 spells during their own turn, it becomes day next turn. So that's another interesting mechanic to work with. Next is a Shady Traveler, human werewolf, 3-drop, 2/3, 2 colorless, 1 black, menace. This creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures, and it also has the daybound, which in same says if a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night until end of turn. And he turns into the Stalking Predator, 4/4 werewolf with menace and nightbound. Next is our rare, which is the Bloodline Culting, 3-drop instant, 1 colorless, 2 black. Choose one, target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn, or creature tokens get -2/-2 until end of turn. That's a rare. Next card is an Unblinking Observer, 2-drop, 2/1 Homunculus. Tap, add blue, spend this mana only to pay a disturb cost or cast an instant or sorcery spell. And the last card of that pack is a bird token. 1/1 flying. This creature can only block creatures with flying. Okay. Up next, we got 4 packs left. And if there's any doubles, we're just going to keep moving on. Art Series card. Number 1 of the 81 cards in the set. We have a Swamp. Next we have a Stuffed Bear, a 2-drop artifact. 2, Stuffed Bear becomes a 4/4 green bear artifact creature until end of turn. Next is Candle Trap, white, 1 white enchantment. Enchant creature has Defender, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature with Coven. 2 colorless, 1 white, sack called in Candle Trap, exile enchanted creature, activate only if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. Next is the Shadow Beast Sighting, 4-drop sorcery, create a 4/4 green bear creature token. Flashback of 7, 6 colorless, 1 green. Next is Tapping at the Window, 2-drop sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the graveyard. Flashback of 3 cost, 2 colorless, 1 green. Crazy Ghoul we've already ran into. We've already talked about it. Next is the Rite of Oblivion. White-black, 2-drop sorcery. An additional cost to cast this spell. Sack a non-land permanent. Exile target non-land permanent with a flashback cost of 4. 2 colorless, a black and white. Next we have a Tireless Hauler. 5-drop, 4/5 vigilance, daybound werewolf with green werewolves, which is extremely interesting. And then it transforms into Dire Strain Brawler, 6/6 werewolf with vigilance. Next is the Dawnhark Rejuvenator, 4-drop human warlock, 2/4. 3 colorless, 1 green. When Dark Ravager enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Tap, add 1 mana, any color. Then we have the Dawnheart Mentor, 3-drop. 3-drop, 0/4, human warlock. When Dawnheart Mentor enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Coven for 6, 5 colorless, 1 green. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. Activate only if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. Next we have is a 2-drop 3/2 human soldier, colorless, 1 white. It's a Sun Gold Sentinel. Now, whenever Sun Gold Sentinel enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard with the Coven ability. Choose a color. Sun Sentinel gains hexproof from the color until end of turn and can't be blocked by creatures of that color as well. That's our rare. And we have a mythic, a Poppet, or it's supposed to be Puppet, but it's a Poplet Stritcher. 2/3, 3-drop, 2 colors, 1 blue, human wizard. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with decay. Decay is if it can't block, when it attacks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. At the beginning of that's what the explanation for decay is. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more creature tokens, you may transform Puppet Stitcher. And Puppet Stitcher pops into a Puppet Factory. Artifact. Creature tokens you control lose all abilities and have 3 base attack, 3 base power, and toughness 3/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may transform Puppet Factor. So, interesting mythic. And then we get another card holder. 3 left. Another full art card, number 36 in the set. We have planes. We have Flip the Switch, 3-drop, instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays for. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with decay. It's a 2 colorless, 1 blue. We have Secrets of the Key, 1-drop, blue. Instant, investigate. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, investigate twice instead. To investigate, create a colorless clue artifact token with 2. Sack this artifact, draw the card with a flashback cost of 4. 3 colorless, 1 blue. Next we have Consider, 1-drop blue. Instant, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card in your graveyard, draw the card. Next we have Infertile Gasp, 2-drop, instant, 1 colorless, 1 black. Destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. We have Dreadbound, 6-drop, 4 colorless, 2 black. It's a demon dog. When Dreadbound enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. Whenever a creature dies or a creature is put into a graveyard from a library, each opponent loses 1 life. Next is Disgrave Rebirth, 5-drop, 3 colorless, black green. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your battlefield. Flashback cost of 7. 5 colorless, black green. Next, Mysterious Totem, 3-drop, 2 colorless, 1 blue. Artifact, pay 2, tap, discard a card, transform Mysterious Totem into a Chilling Chronicle. Artifact, it's a 1 tap, pay 1, colorless, tap, target non-land permanent, transforms Chilling Archive. We have another Shady Traveler. We have another Candle Grove Witch. Our rare is Luderic Necrogenius. The other Ard card. Yeah, it's the other, the actual full, not full art card, but whatever. Exile X creature cards, a lot of stuff to talk about. He transforms into the Hubris with a lot of writing. I already read it once, so I don't need to read it